Hey, today we're going to be taking a look at how some movie characters would survive if they were in a Game of Thrones, if they lived in the world of Westeros. Let me know your thoughts as we go through, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. Let's kick off with Hanslander from Inglourious Bastards. I think he would thrive in this morally complex, politically charged world. His cunning intelligence, mastery of manipulation, and ability to read people with surgical precision would make him a formidable player in the Game of Thrones. Like Peter Baelish or Varys, Lando would operate from the shadows, sowing chaos and exploiting it to climb the ladder of power. His loyalty would likely be flexible, shifting based on opportunity rather than ideology, making him dangerous but undeniably effective. In King's Landing, Landa could serve as an advisor or even a spy master. His charm and eloquence would give him access to nobility, while his ruthlessness would certainly keep potential rivals at bay. He wouldn't hesitate to use blackmail, psychological manipulation, or fear to maintain leverage. Unlike the honorable players of Westeros, Landa would play a long game, where the ends, for him, justify the means. He might start as a servant of the crown, but could easily switch allegiances if a better offer emerged. Ultimately, his political savvy would allow him to navigate politics in Westeros with calculated precision, making him both invaluable and untrustworthy. Also, I think we could see scenes similar to Roose and Arya at Harrenhal, where he sees straight through a scheme, and it would be similar to Shoshana and the pie and him being like, is she going to eat the cream on the pie? You know, that scene in Inglourious Bastards, or Timon and Arya if you're going with the show version. Yeah, I can see Hans Lanza there. Let me know what you think. Okay, next. John McClane from Die Hard. I think he would be a compelling figure in that world. Probably not a master of courtly intrigue, but his grit, street smarts, and sheer refusal to quit would make him a survivor in this land. He wouldn't play by the Game of Thrones in a traditional sense. He's not really, got that respect for leadership. There's going to be no whispered alliances or subtle manipulations, but he'd earn respect through action, courage, and unshakable determination. I think he would likely be some kind of battle hardened soldier, a former city watch officer or something, perhaps a lone mercenary with a strong moral code. In a world where so many people turn a blind eye to injustice, McLean would stand out as someone who does the right thing, even when it's messy or dangerous. His ability to think on his feet, endure pain, and outwit stronger foes would make him a valuable ally in desperate times. I think he would have become some kind of respected commander among his peers, and if he was around when Eris was stuck in Duskendale, they would have sent him in. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, my lord. Okay, next, Marla Singer from Fight Club. I think she would be haunting in this world, an enigmatic presence. I think she would just thrive in the shadows of chaos and dysfunction, unapologetically damaged, deeply cynical, and emotionally impenetrable. Marla would find kinship in the morally grey characters of Westeros, those who wear trauma like an armor and navigate survival through instinct and detachment. She'd fit in naturally in places like Flea Bottom or among the followers of the Faceless Men, where identity is fluid and pain is currency. Marla wouldn't seek power in the traditional sense, but her predictability, emotional resilience, and complete lack of fear would make her a dangerous wild card, like Arya Stark or Melisandre in her more mysterious moments. Marla would hold power not through armies or titles, but through her unsettling presence and refusal to play by anyone's rules. She wouldn't scheme for the Iron Throne, but she'd survive its collapse. I couldn't see her in a court setting, but Bravos or Flea Bottom are certainly calling for her. Next, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Couldn't you just see him as a maester? If he were transported into a Game of Thrones, I think he would be seen as some mysterious and eccentric sage, equal parts madman and visionary. Lacking access to advanced technology, Doc's brilliance would likely manifest through alchemy, astronomy, and early mechanical inventions. In a land where maesters and sorcerers command influence, Doc would stand out as a scientific anomaly, blending logic with a chaotic energy that borders on the magical. He might serve as a court advisor, maester, or even a wandering inventor, baffling both lords and peasants with strange contraptions and wild theories about time and destiny. Like Kyburn, but with a moral compass, Doc would probably push the boundaries of known science, but not for power or cruelty, but out of curiosity or the desire to help. Politically, Doc would be naive to the schemes of the realm, but accidentally influential. His inventions and knowledge could change the tide of battle or expose hidden truths, making him both valuable and dangerous. While he may not survive the cutthroat nature of Westeros for long, his ideas could live on, sparking revolutions in thought, challenging superstition, and planting seeds of a more enlightened age amid the rebirth of dragons. I would love to see him alongside Daenerys. Next, Jenny Everdine from Gangs of New York. She would fit in seamlessly to the streets of King's Landing. As a skilled pickpocket, con artist, and survivor, Jenny possesses the streetwise cunning and adaptability that would serve her well in the alleys of Flea Bottom or the courts of the Keep. Much like Arya Stark or Shay, Jenny navigates power structures from the margins, using wit, charm, and stealth rather than brute force or noble birth. Jenny would likely be a player in the underworld of Westeros, perhaps aligning herself with figures like Varys or Illyrio, trading secrets and favors in exchange for protection and leverage. Her beauty and charisma would open doors for her, but it's her sharp instincts and independence that would keep her alive. She understands that survival in a brutal world means being both vulnerable and dangerous, traits that make her unpredictable and intriguing. In Westeros, Jenny Everdine would be no pawn. She'd be a woman who learned to play the game from the gutters and never underestimates the value of knowing where the knives are. Alright, lastly, I've got a wild card for you. Forrest Gump. What if he lived in the world of Westeros? What if he was in a Game of Thrones? His simple wisdom, unwavering loyalty, and accidental brilliance would make him a quietly transformative figure. Though he's not politically savvy in the traditional sense, Forrest possesses an incorruptible heart and an uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time. In a world driven by ambition, deceit, and betrayal, Forrest's honesty and kindness would set him apart, making him both underestimated and strangely indispensable. He might begin as a servant, soldier, or humble traveler, dismissed by nobles as slow-witted or naive. Yet, much like Samwell Tarly or Hodor, Forrest's true strength lies not in manipulation or violence, but in his integrity, endurance, and unshakable moral compass. His loyalty to those he cares about, be it a Jon Snow, a Tyrion Lannister, or even a Stark child, would earn him deep trust and protection. Forrest would likely jog through the Seven Kingdoms, unintentionally influencing events, surviving impossible odds, and inspiring others through his quiet acts of bravery. In this type of world where cynicism rules, Forrest Gump would be a living contradiction, someone who thrives not by playing the game, but by refusing to compromise on who he is. And in Westeros, that might be the most powerful move of all. Bless him. What do you think? Let me know. Do you like this video format? Let me know. If you're not subscribed already, why not? Why have you watched all this way through and you're not subscribed? What's wrong with you? Links for socials will be in the description below, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. Yeah, thanks for watching. Cheerio. Cheerio.